Nice and juicy. Check that out. Really nice and juicy. Here we go. Today's video, I'm gonna be smoking a prime rib like a brisket. So what I was thinking was cutting off the smaller end to having some ribeye steaks for a later date. So that's what I'm gonna do to begin. Remove some of this fat and silver skin. Just trim some of this off. All right, since we are treating this like a brisket, I am gonna be using some mustard as a binder. All right, let's season up our prime rib. I'm gonna be using my homemade SPG, which is 2 cups of black pepper, 1 cup of kosher salt, and 4 tablespoons of a granulated garlic. All right, my frontiersman should be running at 250 degrees. I am gonna be trussing this prime rib up because as it cooks, it might want to separate on you. All right, so I've got my Yoda frontiersman running at 250 degrees. All right, so I'm gonna place this prime rib. Again, we're running at 250 degrees. I'm gonna let this roll for about 2.5 hours. All right, so 2.5 hours into our cook. All right, so as you can see, beautiful bark is being developed. So I'm gonna go ahead and spritz with apple cider vinegar and water. Give this a couple more hours. All right, 4.5 hours into our cook. Let's take a look at our prime rib. Man, this is looking really good. And I want that bark to develop a little bit more before I wrap it. So I'm gonna let it go and I'll bring you guys back. Bark is right where I want it to be. All right, so I'm gonna take this prime rib, rolling just like that. I'm gonna pop this back inside my smoker. I do wanna get it well over 200 degrees. Total cook time was 9.5 hours. It smells delicious, by the way. It smells just like a brisket. All right, so let's slice into our prime rib off of this edge right here. I'm gonna grab this slice right here and just take a little piece of that spinalis. Here we go.